Lots of little things going on here this time. I'm getting ever closer to finishing up that laundry room project. Got the trim put around the frame and the drawer fronts on, and I was pretty happy with how that looked, except for this part, where they don't fit completely flush. But, you know, that's alright. The drawers work nicely. And then there's the shoe storage. We decided to scrap the whole boot tray idea and just put in this shoe cabinet instead. But I still need to make a top shelf that goes across the top of the new cabinet. I've been trying to get back to these ukuleles. Remember these? I've been itching to finish them. Originally, I was going to just leave these headstocks blank up here where there's usually a maker logo. I started to think maybe it was time to add my own name or logo to the things that I make. So I thought I would try and quickly do that for this project. I was hoping to make something quick and easy for this project, so I started with just a script of my name. And I tried a couple of different fonts, but I ended up with just this basic script that I angled a bit. I thought the best way to do this quickly would be to carve the lettering with the CNC machine, and that was looking like it was going to work pretty great. I set it up in the carve, and it seemed to be going okay. And when it was carved, my plan was to fill in the lettering with wood filler and sand it smooth to reveal perfect lettering. But that's not actually how it worked out. I think it carved too deep, and I needed much better accuracy than I could get using the method that I chose. It looks blurry and not very well defined. So I spent a few days thinking about this and how I was going to fix it. I tried to laser cut the letters with this idea that they could be just glued on top, and that would probably be okay, but it still kind of looks like a fixed mistake. So in the end, I decided to start over with a new strategy, and I was going to try an inlaid piece that would just cover over the whole mess. And I thought maybe this time I'd make a more detailed logo. And I haven't done this up to now because I didn't feel like I really had any good ideas. And then I thought that if you take away the H from hamper and make it amper, it sounds like a 1950s electronic thing. So I ran with this idea, and then I needed to see if I could get a C and an H behind the amper text. So my plan was to cut out logo pieces with the laser in different colors of veneer wood, and then assemble them like marquetry. I shot some really awesome video of this whole process, but for some reason the files on my camera all went black. It was really cool. I just wish you could have been there with me. So I took all the little cutout pieces and I assembled them like a puzzle, only with glue. Then I sanded it really flat with an orbital sander and a sanding block, and finally by hand. And in the end, it came out looking really pretty great, and I'm really happy with this. The next step is going to be gluing these to the neck, covering over that old mess. And then maybe I can get on and get finished with this project. I went back to a little bit of 3D printing, and I started working on my brother's steering wheel for his PT boat. So I just started printing out a test print to see how it would come out. And I had to print two halves so I could put them together. And I realized that they don't match up exactly, but that's all right. And in the end, I ended up with these two pieces that are actually pretty good. They came out all right. But I guess I can send this to him as a test to see if he's cool with it and find out what size. Because that's just my test one. When I was playing around with the marquetry for my headstock logo, I got out my old veneers that I haven't used for years, and boy did I find an unfinished project. This is a whopper. Let me show it to you. It's just over here. So these are all my veneers hidden away inside here. I'll just get out these ones. I'll be right back. Here's what I was going for. I thought I would do this scooter person and do it all in marquetry. Yeah, that's hard to tell what that is, but that's sort of like the outline. So there's the silhouette of the scooter person, and I have a bag of little parts here that I'm assuming go in there and give it different colors and things like that. It looks like I started making a frame for it too, kind of like that, I think. Marquetry step by step. Yeah. So there it is. My unfinished marquetry project. Marquetry step by step. One of the other fun things I've been doing within the last week or so is I've been looking to get back into making Balsa model aircraft. And this is one that I made when I was a kid. I made both of these, and the Stearman was my absolute favorite. I thought it would be fun to rebuild a kit that I built when I was a kid. The parts all come printed on the balsa wood like this, and they're not pre-cut out. You have to go in there and carefully cut these things out with an X-Acto blade, and man, can that be difficult, let me tell you. So I, of course, wanting to use machines to help out with this process, thought that it might be kind of cool if I could use the laser to cut these out. So I've been making some tiny little laser parts, and I'm starting to make tests to figure out if I can make all these little parts. This is my sizing chart, and these are my sticks, and I figure out which stick is going to fit into which one of these for matching to the other balsa sticks that I'll be using to build that stuff. That's cool, right? I eventually would like to make some ones that there aren't kits for anymore. Like, they don't make this kit anymore, so I couldn't buy another one of these if I wanted to. And that's one of the reasons why I'm using the laser to help cut out some of the parts. My old pal Bill recently built a model of the Gloucester Gamecock, and I just thought that was the neatest looking thing I'd ever seen. And I thought, boy, would that be fun to build a balsa model airplane out of. You can't buy a kit for this plane. I thought it might be neat to try and build a balsa version, cut it all out with the laser. That might be something that happens, or it might be another unfinished project. You'll just have to wait and see. So that's about all I got for this time. Thanks for hanging in there with me, and I'll see you next time.